Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to week 4 of the North American Gridiron Association. Kicking it off here today, my name is Reed Option, and this is your returning champs, the Austin Stars, going into Delaware to take on the newcomers, the Pioneers, who it's looking like it is not favorable for. But let's go ahead and jump right in. Delaware being 1-2 on the season, Austin being 2-1, getting knocked off there in week 1 by Albuquerque in overtime. Then going on to defeat San Antonio, and last week winning in Vancouver. On the opposite side, of course, the Pioneers losing terribly in week 1 at home against the Brooklyn Bandits, division rivals, but then clobbering the Baton Rouge Redbirds, and then losing barely last week to the undefeated Columbus Senators. And that was Terrence Carroll taking it up to the 26 on that kickoff return. Not a lot of injuries today for Austin. They're missing their longtime tight end, Josh Wainwright, and there's a strip sack! And that'll be recovered by Doran. Looks like Carden is going to exit early with a leg injury. What an epic play. As Devontae Carden exiting the game, and Shaver will hand it off to Xavier Sheffield. And Jonathan Coleman had the strip sack, and we have another injury out for game. Tremaine Carter, their number 2 overall wide receiver. That was a tackle for loss as Sheffield stopped in the back by Justice. 3rd and 5. Well, we had very little injuries up until the past few plays. Delaware already having a plethora. Their defensive tackle, Malik Moore. Their cornerback, Darian Daniels. Right tackle, Patrick Anderson. And wide receiver, Adoniel Howard. All missing today. Another injury. This is insane. That was Jordan Vinson. Free safety. Both free safeties now hurt. I believe in Axis Football 23, free safeties often take the punt, so this should be interesting. Vinson, you all know from that amazing punt return for a touchdown against San Antonio last season in the conference championships. Delaware now up by 3. Austin missing Vinson. And Terrence Carroll will once again take the kickoff return here for the Stars. Taking it all the way up, roughly to the 30, looks like the 29. Austin, like I was saying, was missing Josh Wainwright out for season with a neck injury. Now Daniel Nadeau, offseason acquisition from the Virginia Beach Mariners. Let's see if he can properly fill the void that Wainwright is obviously leaving here on the Stars. That'll be the running back Flowers for the gain there of 5. Terrence Flowers. For this week, Austin also promoted Quincy Adebowale, or they lost Quincy Adebowale and promoted Amari Bivens to take a spot. Adebowale will be out to week 6. Most of Delaware's injuries out to week 7, not including the ones that we've already seen today. Terrence Flowers working his way down the field up to the 38, 3rd and 1. I formation. Travolta dropping back to pass, quickly throwing out to the left to Speakman, who will get them the first down, moving the chains. Speakman a common target. Ricardo Speakman, Ohio native, went to the Ohio State University and always catches the ball when he is targeted. One of the best sets of hands in the league. Travolta handing it off to Flowers, who will be pretty promptly stopped. That was Raymond Doran, the guy with the fumble recovery, on the stop there. 2nd and 6. Flowers again up to the left, getting the first down and then some. All the way up to the 45, and Thaddeus Mitchell will see the field. Now, the running game for Austin isn't anything notable this season, but the running defense, the rush defense for Delaware is the 5th best in the league. Let's see if they can stop them today. Carroll getting the first down. Passing offense for Austin, 7th best in the league, as opposed to Delaware's 4th best in the league. Both pretty high-powered passing offenses. 3rd best in total yards, Delaware. Pretty high-scoring game today is what I'm expecting. Flowers again, catching it this time. Getting a gain of almost 10, and Thaddeus Mitchell once again see the field. But when I asked team owner Skulls about this Delaware team's running defense, they just acquired Corey Roberts from the Virginia Beach Mariners this past week in exchange for wide receiver John Pope III. Both of them being draft picks this season. Skulls said that he believes in his team and he knows they can stop the ball. He said if they can't stop the ball against Austin, then he's always prepared to change up his game plan going into the following week. Very agile coach. Next week facing OKC, Oklahoma City Tornadoes in Oklahoma. We'll see if these guys hold up against this Austin offense. As far as passing defense goes, Skulls, all he said was that they're going to try to stop the short pass, trust the guys that cover deep. The main focus is these little short passes that Austin seems to specialize in. And Thaddeus Mitchell will gain a few there. 2nd and goal, and Flowers will see the field again. Travolta to Flowers. Looks like Trainer will get a little banged up there, little leg injury, but he will return. Jason Trainer. Looks like James Cotton will take a spot for now, and almost picked off. Travolta throwing it off the helmet of Marcus Tracy. That'll be 4th and goal, and Austin will look to tie this up. Go! And Altamirano will kick it straight through the uprights. We will have a tie ball game halfway through the first. Fielding it will be Miller. Miller up to the right, breaking a tackle, working his way up to the 25. That is star wide receiver Daquan Miller. We got a good many wide receivers here that are young on this Delaware squad. They promoted this past week rookie Denzel Mumphrey with a round 5 pick. Sheffield coughing up the ball a little bit there. They also have another rookie wide receiver, Trayvon Ledbetter, round 2 pick. Nice young offensive receiving core here for the Pioneers. Shaver chucking it to the middle, and Xavier Sheffield, the reliable man, will get them the first. And Tavion Harper will see the field. Hike. Launching it. Looks like that one was intended for Jacob Lopno. Couldn't quite haul it in. Go. Daniel Shaver will be 1 for 2 on the day. Again, giving it to Sheffield. 3rd down and 6 after that play. Now, Delaware is last in the division. They're fighting to stay atop a very rough division, but it is now picked off by Jarbo Sambola. What a change of events there. Jerry Jarbo Sambola from St. Paul, Minnesota. Turning the tides of the game. And Travolta, with the retaliation from Delaware, we will have a sack from Nick London. Second and long. The toss to Mitchell. Mitchell with only a short gain there of 6. Unless I missed an injury there. Looks like Thaddeus Mitchell will be taking more of the reps here. Surprise from the Austin Stars. Travolta throwing in a triple coverage. Intended for Eric Jones. Eric Jones, the acquisition from Oklahoma City this offseason. A lot of new faces on this receiving core as Austin has made a lot of moves. Try to spruce up their team. And that deep field goal is good. Yet another one from the reliable Altamirano. Now Austin has the oldest squad in the league on average. They are hoping not to fall off, which explains the amount of transactions that they have made. They have quite the aged team. Quarterback at 33 years old. Running back at 33 years old. Most of their receivers in their upper 20s. Their linebacker core is nursing home age. On that stop, though, was Dalton Kearns, 29-year-old. Go. And that one was deflected, luckily. Looks like it was intended for Trayvon Ledbetter, rookie out of TCU. Stopped by Samuel Sharp. And Sheffield will be motioned out to the left. As Shaver will have no one in the backfield. Tossing it really quickly out to the right to Dickerson, who throws the defender off of him. Stopped after a major gain. That was Caden Dickerson. Shaver, fullback on his right, will throw to his direction, and it'll go to Ledbetter. Brings in his first reception of the game. Shaver motioning the receiver, handing it off to Sheffield, who's almost stopped in the backfield twice. Eventually getting brought down by Hawkins. Russell Hawkins, one of the younger on the defense, 27. In this dominant Austin team. Now, obviously, Delaware is completely new to the scene, being one of the 8 expansion teams here in the NAGA. And Austin being the reigning champs, going into this matchup, you'd think you know who's going to win. But team owner Scholes, when talking about his intended impact on the league and how he thinks he's been perceived so far, he says that, they've shown the many different facets of Delaware, that they were able to lose by a lot in week 1, then win by a lot in week 2, and then have a really close game against one of the top teams in the league this season. He said the league knows what they're capable of, and he guarantees that they will continue to grow and get better from here. There's only looking up from here. Of course, them being at the bottom of their division, he is correct. It is only looking up from here. Austin is second in theirs behind San Antonio. This Austin offense, pretty high production. Their entire division, the Southwest Division, has the most points for in the league, while the Delaware Division, the one there in the Northeast Division, has the least points against. So we have most points for division versus least points against division. These two representing each of their respective ones here today. Looks like a very even matchup. When an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. I like to say that a lot when I see two very opposite teams, two very evenly matched teams. And NAGA will take a tight end sweep. First I've seen of that this year. Working his way up 2 yards. Very creative play calling here from our returning champs. And Travolta, motioning the receiver, will hand it off to Mitchell up the middle. He'll extend for the first down. And we will have a face mask against the defense, which will get them an additional 5 yards, working their way up to the 38-yard line. Go. Travolta dropping back, has time. Down the middle, intended for Nadeau. Almost picked off. It's like that was off the hands of Tyrone Dunston. And Mitchell will take it once again up to the right. It'll be brought down pretty early by Sean Haynes. 3rd and 6. Now this defense is also pretty young, even though they had to do a couple promotions from the practice squad as well, and their defensive tackle Pippen and their cornerback Burgess. But they have 2 early draft picks with Derek Beasley, round 1 pick, and Ahmad Watts, round 3. And of course linebacker Jacob Bandy late in the draft in the 7th round. So Delaware has constructed for themselves a young, talented, and seemingly powerful overall team. And they show their youth and their power every week, but it also appears that occasionally they show the inexperience in their youth. Having a new team owner, bunch of new players, being banged up from injuries. We will see if they continue to overcome adversity, as they've done pretty well so far here, 1 quarter into this game. Only down by 3. And that was Sheffield again, taking it up 8 yards. Motion Shaver out to Sheffield again with the spin move. He was brought down by Samuel Sharp. Sheffield, 10 rushes for 25 yards. Not doing too bad so far today. Getting it done. Doing what he needs to do. As he has shown himself to be a workhorse. They will let him get a breather. As Shaver will drop back to pass to the left. And Dickerson will once again get a first down. Caden Dickerson, a common target here. The 24-year-old out of SMU. Shaver and pistol. Handing it off to Harper. Harper will fumble. It'll be recovered by Sharp. Another turnover here. This Delaware offense letting this Austin defense get the best of them. Austin defense, nothing notable this year so far. But picking apart this Delaware offense, as Samuel Sharp seems to be having the game of his career today. That loss of 1 brought to you by Tyrone Dunston. And Travolta will heave it to the left. That'll be tipped down by Alonzo Martin Jr. Travolta on 3rd will not be able to get the completion. We may see a deep field goal here. I don't know. I'd punt it if I were them. Yeah, definitely a punt. They don't have Justin Tucker. And Bachkowski will down it inside the 6. My bad. That was Belts. Bachkowski's for the Pioneers. That was Justin Belts for you. Esteemed punter out of Kansas. And Sheffield will work his way up 1 yard shy of the first down. Getting them a little bit of breathing space. That way it's comfortable to get this shotgun formation in. Don't got to worry about letting up to safety. Go! Shaver dropping back deep, giving himself enough time. Almost snagged in. Intended again for Caden Dickerson. And Sheffield will not be able to get the first down, and they'll be forced here to punt. Tackle for loss. That was Dan Conti, linebacker out of Syracuse. And it looks like Terrence Carroll will be receiving the punt. Looks like Carroll will be taking a lot of returns today, since we are missing Jordan Vinson for the rest of the game and maybe then some. You don't want to see another injury like what happened to Wainwright. Wainwright being such a reliable tight end throughout Season 1 and Season 2 so far. Travolta only 50% on the day against this passing defense, and that'll be a catch for a loss by Thaddeus Mitchell. I feel like I missed an injury from Terrence Flowers. That is unfortunate if they also lost Terrence Flowers today. And Mitchell will be tackled. And we will have a 4th and insanely long. Great stop for a loss there by Nick London. Really the captain of this 4-3 defense. And Martin will break a tackle, head up the sideline, and he will go to the 30, almost to the 25 on that return. And Delaware will have amazing field position, at least giving themselves an opportunity for a field goal here if Sean Clay needs to take the field. But Shaver will hand it off to the reliable Sheffield. Xavier Sheffield, a familiar name, I'm sure, to all of you. But what you may not know is that he was acquired out of Brooklyn in the offseason, one of the expansion teams. Or was Brooklyn an expansion team? Let me check my facts on that. No, Brooklyn was not an expansion team. Okay, so yeah. You knew Xavier Sheffield from last season. They also have Tavion Harper from Albuquerque, who's one of the expansion teams. So they've really constructed their backfield while drafting their receiving core. And Dickerson, common target today with the first down. Now, you wouldn't have guessed it, but I have their depth chart here. And Caden Dickerson is not their wide receiver 1, not wide receiver 2, and not even wide receiver 3. He is wide receiver 4. Getting most of the receptions today. This is like a Cole Beasley situation. And Sheffield will get the touchdown. That's 6. Looked like he was giving Dalton Kearns a piggyback ride. Dragging him along with him, and Clay will almost miss the extra point, but it'll be good. Delaware now up 10-6. Such a close game as we approach the half. Delaware being 1-1 at home. Austin 4-3 total away. 3-3 last season. So, you know, both have like a 50% chance. Both riddled with injuries after that first quarter. This is a really brutal battle, as they use what they have at their disposal to try to best the other. And Travolta will keep looking and will try to find Mitchell there. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Travolta dropping back. A lot of men downfield, but Thaddeus Mitchell get a nice little short catch. We'll get a first with the yards after. Clock is stopped. And Travolta from under center dropping back. Got extra men blocking. He heaves it downfield. Intended for number 1, Terrence Carroll. Travolta once again looking to pass out to his left in double coverage. Intended for Eric Jones. Looks like we have another banged up offensive lineman in Chris O'Shea. Greg Templeton will step in to fill that gap at left guard. The handoff to the fullback, Gray. Stopped immediately in the backfield by Doran as Delaware will take a timeout. And Belts will punt it deep, and it'll make it to the end zone. Touchback. With less than 2 minutes to go, Delaware with 2 timeouts will look to score again here. We have a flag, as we'll also have an incomplete pass. Samuel Okafor with the 10-yard holding penalty. I believe that is the second penalty called against Delaware. Might have been the second penalty on the day. And Shaver, although not throwing a lot, will look to improve his stats here. Easy catch to Dickerson. But unfortunately, Axis does not know forward progress, and that will be not much of a gain there. 2nd and 18. Shaver motioning his man. Shaver dropping back, looking out to his left, off the hands of the defender. That was Andre Tosclair on the deflection. And Shaver will hand it off to Sheffield on the 3rd and long. Looking like he's probably trying to wind the clock down to make Austin burn a timeout here with 1 minute to go. Battle of attrition here in Delaware. Carroll to field it. He will break the tackle easily. And again, but will step out of bounds as to not waste too much time with the punting unit. Couldn't see enough field ahead for him to bother risking the fumble. A lot of guys on this Delaware defense got those hands of Shaq Leonard. Easily punch a ball out. And Thaddeus Mitchell will quickly get it out of bounds. They work it up to their own 35. Or sorry, the opponent's 35. Potentially getting themselves in field goal range here. Travolta brought down. And that is newly acquired Corey Roberts. Corey Roberts, graduate from Troy. Really young, 21-year-old D-tackle. Able to thrive a lot better here on this Delaware defense. And Speakman will finesse the defender, but will make them waste their final timeout. He was brought down by Alonzo Martin Jr. Travolta dropping way back. Looking to take it for himself, but there's a QB spy. And he is alligator death rolled. As we have a second down. Clock's ticking. 15 seconds left. Got to get a quick play off here, and Travolta will spike it. And we may see the kicking unit make its way onto the field with Daniel Altamirano. Altamirano kicks it up, and it is no good. 44-yarder, no good from the veteran. Daniel Altamirano, heartbreaker there. And we may see Delaware try to go for it, but they may just kneel it out. Shaver looking. Short pass to Ledbetter. And that'll just be a stat on the sheet as we start this second half. Altamirano will give it back to Delaware here. And Miller get tackled at the knees. And Daquan Miller will have a return of roughly 22 there. Under center, single back formation. Ledbetter in motion. Play action. Pass down the middle to Sheffield. And we may have a second and inches here. Yes, we do. This Austin defense does not see a lot of injuries other than that free safety. Carter with the first down. We have Amari Bivens stepping in today, but I imagine this Jordan Vinson loss is taking a toll on this defense. Jamal O'Neal not quite able to fill the shoes of Vinson. Shaver with another play action. Toss out to the left to Lopno. That'll be another tackle by Sharp. Again, Sharp looking like he's having the career game today. All this is in his highlight reels for look up Samuel Sharp best plays. And Shaver, he brought down deep, 3rd and long now. After that sack from Jordan Ellis. Go. Shaver looking to pass deep. Couldn't be caught. 4th and 13. And Delaware will be forced to punt. I believe this is the first time Delaware is punting today. Previously mistakenly mentioned Jordan Bachkowski. Looks like we'll have a false start there by Jason Thapulii. Thapulii hailing in from Hawaii. Free agent, made his way on a few rosters so far this season. Looks like he was the final decision to cover Patrick Anderson this week. And Carroll break 2 tackles. He brought down the 50. Like that was Griffin Risner, the fullback, on the tackle. And Thaddeus Mitchell get it all the way up to the 42 on that play. Austin potentially giving Altamirano another chance today. Trying to get themselves in field goal position, and Travolta will throw it to Nadeau. Right off his fingertips. You don't like to see that. And Michael Travolta, the veteran quarterback, is not used to seeing that from his tight end. He'll hand it off to Thaddeus Mitchell, who will be abruptly stopped in the backfield. We'll have a punt here. And Belts kick it deep into the end zone. Great strong safety blitz by Dunston to give Delaware the ball back. Trying to make this a 2-score lead. I formation. Shaver. Passing to the right. Batted down by number 57. Jordan Ellis. And Shaver, 10 for 18 on the day with 81 yards. A lot of short passes. We'll have another penalty, false start, from Okafor. I believe it's either the 4th or 5th penalty today. All of them called against Delaware. No homer refs today. Another penalty. Hoping to be an offsides and not a false start. And it is. We finally see one called in Austin's direction. They need to stop tuning in to my broadcasts. I wasn't accusing anyone, alright? I was just making an observation. And they'll decline it, 3rd and 7. So no accepted penalties against Austin, I guess. And Sheffield will have room to run. He'll make it up to the 38. First down. Shaver in shotgun formation. 3 receivers and a tight end, and he'll hand it off out of the shotgun to Sheffield. He'll break the first tackle and get a little caught up there. 2nd and 4, and Tavion Harper will make his way in. Here in the single back, still 3 wide receivers. Tavion Harper will get the first down. And Sheffield will make his way right back in. It's like Freddie Carson joins the club of being a defensive lineman for the Stars who gets dragged. Sorry, not Freddie Carson. That was Russell Hawkins. Russell Hawkins will join the crew of D linemen that get dragged by these Delaware running backs who are constantly getting first downs. Harper in motion. And Shaver will look to throw it deep. Overthrows his man. Intended for Lopnow. Shaver to Sheffield. We will have 3rd and 6. Sheffield starting to feel the effects of this game as we are seeing a lot more of Harper today. And Harper will not be able to execute there. Be stopped in the backfield by Conti. And we may see ourselves a really deep field goal. And we will. Sean Clay with the attempt. And it is good. 53-yarder. Sean Clay celebrating as we now have a 1-touchdown lead. No matter how you spell it. And Clay will boot it deep. As we have Carroll receiving it from roughly the 2. Carroll with a lane. Getting brought down finally at the 31. Looks like we have another penalty here, probably against Delaware. I don't want to make any predictions, and it is offsides by Obi Nwoye. Lined up in I form, the Stars handing it off to Mitchell, who just can't get it done. Brought down the backfield again by Raymond Duran. I think I've been saying his name wrong this whole time. Raymond Duran. With another tackle there. Thaddeus Mitchell working his way up. Tackled by Myron Jackson. I formation, Stars on third down. Travolta motioning the fullback, handing it off to Thaddeus Mitchell, who hurdles the initial attempt. And Raymond Duran, properly named Duran, will get the tackle there. And the Stars will not be able to down it inside the Delaware 5. And we will now have a first down from the 20 after that touchback. Shaver, play action to the fullback. Out to the right, Halop now. First down immediately, up to the 37. Delaware looking to get a sizable lead on Austin in a very defensive battle. Shaver with time. Lob now catching it at his feet. With a gain of 3 there, up to the 41. We are now at the 2-minute mark in the third quarter. Shaver handing it off to Sheffield once again, who will truck his way to a first down. Sheffield being very impressive today. I do not know where he falls in the standings for rushing stats on the season. I can find that out real quick. Looks like he is nowhere notable. Sheffield again with the first down. Ah, I see. Sheffield seems to share a lot of carries with Tavion Harper. So Delaware as a unit has a lot of yards, but nothing individual. Harper shedding the tackler. Another one getting finally brought down at the 34. Harper once again, this time for a loss. Tackled by Justice. Looks like Devin Perkins is making his way into the lineup. Very interesting there. Did not expect to see his name today. Devin Perkins being the third stringer. The only one left on this Delaware running back core that is on the initial Delaware roster. We may see another deep field goal attempt, and we will, from Sean Clay. Go! And the kick is up, and it is good. 52-yarder. Yet another 50-plus yard field goal from Delaware, and it is a 2-score game over the returning champs. Austin looking to fall to 2-2. Nothing unfamiliar from last season. They didn't have the best record in their division, I believe, and they were able to make it to the championship. So never underestimate the Stars. But we have way less weeks in this season, and they may miss out on playoffs. Depends on how the rest of their division does. They're already second place in their division behind the team they beat, San Antonio Fighters. I guess we'll have to see how the rest of this game goes. And Jones will get the short reception there. Albuquerque is also 2-1 at this moment, and Tucson is 1-2. So it is a close fight in their division. Make no mistake. And Mitchell will fight for the first down. They have to face San Antonio again in San Antonio. And Albuquerque in Albuquerque before this season's over. And Mitchell off the hands of the defender. And there Flowers is. He returns to the game. I think that was off the hands of Myron Jackson, the linebacker on the coverage there. And Flowers, as speedy as he is, will get 9 yards with ease and make his way back to the sideline. I guess he doesn't like the air here in Dover. Delaware must have some kind of high pollen count. And Mitchell, no problem with the pollen count, but has an issue with the defense. Raekwon Mitchell from Jacksonville. Third and 1, I formation. Travolta deciding to pass, throwing to his left to Speakman, who makes it past the 20. Before being brought down by Dan Conti. Travolta deciding to pass again with time. Straight to Speakman. Touchdown Stars. And we are back to a one-score game here in the fourth quarter in Delaware. Ricardo Speakman. Go. And Altamirano will get that extra point. Looked like it was a little weakly kicked there. Might have been tipped by the defender. Daquan Miller on the return with the spin move, breaking another tackle. And it looked like he might have had an opportunity to return it for a touchdown if he was not tackled from behind by Dan Conti. Harper on the carry. Looks like we may be seeing more of Harper. Sheffield typically taking the carries. But now Harper, the main back on this drive. We have ourselves a 3rd and 4 already. After the tackle by Marcus Justice, will we see a 3 and out? The third attempt to Harper, who sheds the tackler, extends up towards the 40, but can't get the first down. 4th and 1 Delaware. Xavier Sheffield is in the game a little too late, as we will have the punting unit with Bachkowski. Bachkowski punting all the way to the 10, and it will roll down to the 1 before being downed. That was down by Sheffield himself. I guess that's why they brought him in. We have a scary situation as Austin could let up a safety here. Travolta dropping back. You don't want to see an Orlovsky situation, but he completes it to Terrence Carroll for the first down. Woo. All of you Austin Stars fans at home, and wipe the sweat off your brow You can lean back in your recliner again. A little less scary here for the Stars. But Travolta almost getting sacked. Will throw it away. Surprised I don't see an intentional grounding call there. Under pressure. In between the lines. And he'll throw it to where no one is. The referees in the NAGA and in Axis football in general are very lax. Very relaxed on the intentional grounding calls. 3rd and 1 for the Stars. Looking to get back into this game and take their lead back against the Delaware Pioneers. Mitchell in motion. Will effectively have 5 wide receivers. Might be a free play. And it will be another offsides call. They will decline it for the sake of yardage. Again, 6 or 7 penalties called against the Pioneers, and only 1, and it wasn't even accepted, against the Stars. You know, you hate to see your team be brought down by the lack of discipline. And that is Raymond Duran. I'll get it right one day. Sorry, Raymond. Love you, Ray. We're both PA natives. Little known fact. And Mitchell will take the ball up to the left and immediately move the sticks. Thaddeus Mitchell making it look easy. Stepping in for Flowers today. Again to Mitchell with the easy gains. Terrence Flowers stepping in for him, potentially gonna take it even further. Mitchell, not a lot of yards per carry, but look at his receiving stats. Travolta shedding the first defender, but losing more yards. Raymond Duran. Duran's name constantly popping up on your screens today. I'd love to see his stats at the end. Travolta looking deep. Terrence Carroll. Almost looked like he mossed Raquan Mitchell. 3 receptions on 6 targets today. A lot of deep passes here from Travolta. Looked like he was going to do another one. He'll be leg tackled there by number 58, Jonathan Coleman. Go. 2nd and 5, and Travolta once again passing. It's like 2 QB spies there. And Nadeau making up for earlier, gaining just a few there. I think a gain of 3. 3rd down once again, and Austin could confidently just go for the field goal here, but they will hand it off to the fullback. 1st down from Jason Gray. Jason Gray, one of the many 30-plus-year-olds on this team. He is 30. Graduated from UTSA very long ago. And that was almost intercepted by Alonzo Martin Jr. Travolta back to pass once again, and Nadeau will slip through the first tackler, but be brought down by Duran. 3rd and 5 once again. Will we see Jason Gray with another handoff? Travolta now over 50% on the day. 32 attempts. Nope. Thaddeus Mitchell making plays from the backfield. Timeout, Delaware. Is that their final timeout? Wow. You'd hate to see Austin score a touchdown here. Delaware has burned all their timeouts before the 2-minute warning. Travolta back to pass on 1st down. out to Jason Gray, who will stop the clock for them. 2nd and goal. Almost here at the 2-minute warning in Delaware.
Go.
Travolta to pass again. Finding his man in Mitchell. We'll go out of bounds before the 2-minute warning, and we will reach it. 2 minutes to go. 3rd and goal. Austin looking to score 6 here. Travolta motioning his man, handing it off to Mitchell, who will get a touchdown. Touchdown, Austin Stars. Thaddeus Mitchell pulling through today. And Altamirano will make it a 4-point game. Delaware cannot rely on the kicking unit to win this for them. Sorry, Sean Clay. We'll have a 2-minute drill here with no timeouts. Daquan Miller up to the left. Plenty of blockers, hurdling the defender. Making it all the way up to the 34. 1:51 to go. Shaver in pistol with Harper behind him, motioning his man. Shaver plenty of time out to the right to Harper with a little tiptoe catch out of bounds, and the clock will stay still as Delaware has worked their way up to the 42. Harper, not a lot of stats today, just started taking the majority of the carries here, I believe in the 4th. He will show his worth and reliability and get them a 1st down. Harper with most of the yards for Delaware actually on the season. It isn't until recently that Sheffield started taking most of the carries. They're pretty equal in their talent. Shaver with plenty of time heaves it downfield to Daquan Miller with the touchdown. Touchdown, Delaware. And the Pioneers will take the lead with 1:14 to go. And Sean Clay will give them a 3-point lead here. PAT is good. Austin, though, scary offense. 3 timeouts. 7th best passing offense. And this cornerback core, the defensive backs in Delaware, they're already missing one. Darian Daniels, and they have some very young guys back there. You know, you have 2 rookies and you have Burgess, but you may not even need to see... Oh, for some reason, he had a lane decide to step out. But that just shows the confidence Austin has in their quarterback, Terrence Carroll, on purpose, stepping out of bounds. Let's hope we don't see any regret. Thaddeus Mitchell hurdling the defender, getting a 1st down, and they'll let that clock tick. Interesting move by Austin, who has all 3 timeouts. I guess they figured they'd burn it on like a sack or something. Probably offsides call. Thaddeus Mitchell breaking the tackle, getting brought down after a gain of 5 roughly. Andre Griffin, they'll decline that. I guess they figure if they accept it, they stop the clock. Weird. But the clock won't tick. Okay. All right. I formation. Travolta to Flowers, who returns to the game, but won't get a 1st down there. Timeout, Austin. Guess that's what they were waiting for. They got to recoup themselves. 3rd and 2, not quite in field goal position. They need this right here. Delaware decides not to blitz, thinking that they'll go for it deep there. Not a bad call. Austin, timeout. As they won't quite be in field goal range. Just be a 55-yarder. And Altamirano, I believe, missed shorter earlier than that. I believe he missed a 48, 49-yarder. Travolta dropping back out to the left. Jason Gray. He brought down, after a gain of a few, to the 34. Timeout Austin. They now are probably in field goal position. So they'll likely be just going for little short ones here. Ooh. I know that made everyone jump just a little. As Raekwon Mitchell almost hauled that in for the interception. 3rd and 6. Travolta back to pass again. Up the middle. Couldn't be brought in by Thaddeus Mitchell, and we will see if Daniel Altamirano can tie this game up for the Austin Stars. And the kick is up, and it will be no good. Altamirano misses the 51-yarder, and he is devastated. And that will be the end of it, and the Pioneers will come out in victory formation. Wow. Daniel Shaver kneeling. And the crowd is wild. Game over. Player of the game. I feel like Raymond Duran is probably the player of the game for me personally. Raymond Duran getting all the stats today. Some decent quarterback stats, you know. You had some great running back play from both running back cores. Austin with a lot more plays, but doing a lot less. Not even getting the most yards. Delaware with a lot of sacks. You know, Austin leaving their leader vulnerable. It's like Duran had 4 tackles for loss, a sack, 8 tackles. Coleman, though, MVP on the defended passes. No, Mitchell. Oh my goodness, Mitchell. Look at all those defended passes. We can probably see that again as I scroll through here. Both of these teams now advanced to 2-2. And that is pretty much where most of the league is sitting. Looks like Delaware will be joining the likes of many of the ones in their division. And we have a very close race in every division here, halfway through the NAGA season. Looks like week 5, Austin will be facing Richmond, another representative of the Northeast Division. They will be at home next week, so make sure to tune into that. And as previously mentioned, Delaware will go into Oklahoma City to take on the Tornadoes. Both of these will be great matchups, I'm sure, just like this one today. And of course, make sure to tune in for the other 3 matchups today. This is the only one I'm commentating for today. I will also be commentating one tomorrow. So tune into that one if you got nothing going on this Saturday. And that'll be the end of it. Thank you for tuning in to another matchup of the NAGA. We all thank you. I'm Reed Option, and I will see you next time.